foam rolling, and I just like to be real about it. So they make different densities of foam rollers. If you're new to this, you want to start out with a squishier one, and then if you're more advanced or you've been doing this for a little while, one of these more dense foam rollers like this black one that I've got is going to be your go-to. So before I get into that though, I just want to talk about a couple of mechanics of the body. So when you're, so say for example, you spend a lot of time sitting for your job, right? So when we sit, everything shortens. And then when you go to get up and stand up, everything lengthens, right? So this is just an example of that. And so what happens is, as a result of doing that for years, wear and tear starts to pull the hips out of whack like this, causing any low back pain, discomfort, things like that. And it's all because this stuff in the front gets tight. So the body's like a pulley system, right? When it comes to these sorts of things. So just kind of keep that in mind as we move forward. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to lengthen the quad, foam roll it. And the reason that we foam roll is to break up fascia. So that's the stuff in between the layers that can make things stiff and rigid. And so if we break that up, we're going to have better range of motion. We're going to have more power. We're going to have better strength. All good things that we all want, especially, in the game and beyond the game. So what we're going to do here to foam roll your quads is we're going to get down onto the foam roller, coming down onto your elbows. Now, things to consider, just like I was talking about the low back, you want to make sure that your low back isn't dropping to the floor like this. We want to be holding that, actively tucking that tail under, drawing that belly button up towards the spine and rolling forward and back. And so you may have to do a little army crawl forward to be able to get in here. Now the quad is a long, very strong muscle. Helps keep us upright, and as a result it likes to be massaged the full length of it, just the way the muscle grows. So that's kind of a fun fact. The way the muscles grow in the body is oftentimes the way they like to be massaged or treated, so treat them nicely the way they want to be treated. So a couple of ways to intensify this. So if you're new to this, just stay here and keep working up the resistance to this, because this can be very sensitive. But again, if we've been doing this for a little while, we're going to roll to the side. So we're trying to get to the side of the quad, not just the front, which is where we just were. So we're rolling to the side, again, drawing the belly button in. Make sure that this elbow is directly underneath your shoulder. We don't want to be way out here like this, because that puts the shoulder in a really compromised position. So we want to make sure that that's tucked back up and under, again, pulling the belly in, and we're going forward and back. And so what I'm doing is I'm actively using this foot, this elbow, to kind of push against gravity. So I dictate how much of my body weight and pressure is being pushed down on there, which takes some time to build up some strength and resistance to be able to do that. So I'm going to turn away from the camera for just a moment. I'm just going to give you a view of what this looks like when you go ahead and switch sides. So we're going to roll to the side, again, making sure that this elbow is directly underneath that shoulder. I like to place my hand on my hip because it gives me some feedback as to where they are in space, and then just kind of forward and back. And you do want to make sure that you're breathing with this as we do it, in and out. So that is foam rolling your quads. Do it. It's good for you.